Welcome to Choose Better Living, where we come together to talk about books and subjects that leave a deep and lasting echo in each of our memories. The book featured in today's episode is The Old Man and the Sea, written by Ernest Hemingway. In this episode, the story will not be told in the usual way. Instead, it will be carried entirely through the voice of the old man himself, the central character of the work.
My name is Santiago. For 84 days now, I have gone out alone in my skiff to fish on the Gulf Stream, and I have not caught a single fish. It has been a long stretch of bad time, without even a trace of luck. For the first 40 days, the boy Nolan went with me, but after 40 days without a fish, his parents told him that I was now completely Saleo, the worst form of bad luck, and they made him go in another boat. That new boat caught 3 good fish in its first week. It made the boy very sad to see me come back each day with my skiff empty. Nolan is a wonderful boy. He always comes down to help me, sometimes carrying the coiled lines, sometimes a gaff, sometimes a harpoon, or the mast with the sail wrapped around it. My sail is old and patched with flour sacks, and when it is furled it looks like the flag of a permanent defeat. My body is thin and gaunt, with deep wrinkles in the back of my neck. The brown blotches on my cheeks are harmless skin cancers caused by the sun reflecting off the tropical sea. My hands bear deep scars from hauling in heavy fish, but none of them are recent. They are as old as the erosion marks in a desert without fish. Everything about me is old except my eyes, and they are the same color as the sea, cheerful and undefeated. The boy loves me very much. I taught him how to fish when he was very small. He tells me, "Santiago, I could go with you again now. We have made some money." But I tell him no, because he is in a lucky boat now and he must stay with them. He reminds me that once I went 87 days without catching a fish, and then for 3 weeks straight, I caught big fish every day. I remember it well. I know he did not leave because he lost faith in me. His father made him go. That is how it is. I understand. My father does not believe. The boy says. No, I say, but we believe, do we not? We sit at the terrace. Some fishermen make jokes about me, but I am not angry. Others, older fishermen, look at me and feel sad, but they do not show it. They talk calmly about the current, the depths, the steady good weather, and the things they have seen. The boy worries about me. He asks if he should get me sardines for the next day. I tell him to go play baseball, but he wants to help. I tell him, "You bought me beer. You are already a man." He remembers the first time I took him out, when he was 5 years old, and a big fish nearly smashed the boat. He says he remembers everything since that first day. I look at him with love, trust, and warmth. I wish he were my son. I would take him far out and test our luck together. But he belongs to his parents, and he is in the lucky boat. My hope and confidence have never left me, and now they rise like the wind when it begins to blow. The boy and I talk about going far out. He says he will find a way to make his skipper go farther, so he can come help me if I hook something truly big. That skipper has poor eyesight, nearly blind. I have hunted turtles off Mosquito Coast for many years, and my eyes are still good. I am a strange old man. Am I still strong enough for a great fish? I believe I am. And besides, I have many tricks. Later we carry the gear home. I carry the mast. The boy carries the wooden box with the lines, the gaff, and the harpoon. No one ever steals from me, but we store everything inside to keep it from damage and temptation. My shack is simple. 1 room with a bed, a table, a chair, and a place to cook. On the wall are pictures of Jesus Christ and the Virgin of Cabra, relics of my wife. I took down her picture because it made me lonelier. The boy and I talk as we always do. He pretends to ask about the cast net. Even though we sold it long ago, we pretend we have a pot of yellow rice and fish. We talk about baseball, about the great DiMaggio, about the Yankees whom I trust. I say I do not like borrowing. First you borrow, then you beg. When the boy leaves, I fall asleep in the chair. He brings me a blanket. That night, He brings food from Martin, the owner of the terrace. Black beans, rice, fried bananas, and stew. We eat and talk about baseball, about John J. McGraw, and about how I once saw lions on the beaches of Africa when I was young. The boy says I am the best fisherman, though I tell him there are many better than me. I fall asleep easily and dream of Africa. I dream of long white and golden beaches of high headlands, and at night I hear the surf and see native boats. I do not dream of storms anymore. I do not dream of women or great events or big fish or my wife. Now I only dream of places and of lions on the beach. They play like young cats at dusk, and I love them as I love the boy. I never dream of the boy. I wake before dawn, dress, and go to wake the boy. He sleeps on a small bed. I gently hold one of his feet until he wakes. We drink coffee at the place that serves fishermen in the early morning. He asks if I slept well. I say very well. Manolin, I feel confident today. He feels it too. He goes to get sardines and fresh bait while I drink more coffee. Together we push the boat into the water. Good luck, he says. Good luck to you, I answer. I row away from the harbor in the dark. I hear the oars of other boats. I know I am going far out, leaving the smell of land behind, rowing into the clean, early morning scent of the ocean. I see the phosphorescence of the Gulf weeding the water as I pass over what fishermen call the Great Well, where shrimp, sardines, and sometimes schools of squid gather. I love flying fish because they are my closest friends on the ocean. I pity the birds, especially the small dark terns, fragile and searching, finding almost nothing. The sea is kind and very beautiful, but it can be cruel and sudden. I always think of the sea as la mar, as people do in Spanish when they love her. I think of her as a woman who gives or withholds favors. If she does something cruel, it is because she cannot help it. I bait my lines and let the boat drift with the current. For baits hang head down, the hooks hidden in the bodies of the fish, bound tight and sewn well, with fresh sardines covering the metal. The boy gave me 2 small fresh mackerel for the deepest lines. Each line is as thick as a pencil, tied to a small wooden float, with 2 spare coils of 40 fathoms each. I keep them straighter than anyone else. I am not lucky now, but perhaps today. Every day is a new day. It is better to be lucky, but I prefer to be exact. Then when luck comes, I am ready. When the sun has been up for 2 hours, I see a man-of-war bird with long black wings circling. It dives suddenly, tilts, then circles again. He has found something, I say aloud. I row slowly toward him. He rises higher, then plunges down, and I see flying fish leap from the water. Dorado, I say. Big Dorado. I stop rowing, take out a lighter line, bait it with a sardine, and drop it. The bird dives again, beating helplessly after the flying fish. The Dorado are cutting through the water beneath them. A big school, I think. They spread wide. The flying fish have little chance. The school moves away, but I know I may catch a stray. And my great fish must be nearby. He must be somewhere. I look down and see red weed, a sign of fish. I see a jellyfish floating beside the boat, beautiful but treacherous, which I call aguamala. I like to see big sea turtles eat them. I hunted turtles for many years. I eat turtle eggs for strength and drink shark liver oil to fight colds and keep my eyes strong. The bird circles again. He has found fish, I say. A small mackerel leaps and dives. Then the line near the stern jerks. I drop the oars and feel the weight of a small mackerel. I haul it in, club it, and kick the still trembling body under the stern plank. Mackerel, I say, nearly 5 kilograms. It will make fine bait. I do not remember when I first began talking aloud to myself. Perhaps it was when the boy left. Then I see when the green floats dip sharply. Come on, I say. I pull in the oars and lightly pinch the line between my thumb and finger. It is a cautious pull, not strong. I know what it is. 100 fathoms away, the marlin is feeding. Take it, fish. Take it. Please take it. I feel a light touch, then a stronger pull. He is about to take it, I say. Please, God, let him take it. But he does not. He moves away. He cannot go far, I say. He is circling. He may remember being hooked before. Then the line trembles again. He is only turning, I say. He will bite. I feel a delicate pull, and then a weight beyond imagining. That is the fish. I let the line slip down, down, down. A real fish, I say. Now the hook is in his mouth, and he is running. He will turn and swallow, I think, but I do not say it. I know if you say a good thing aloud, it will not happen. I know this fish is enormous. The weight increases. I give more line. He has taken it, I say. Now I will let him swallow it. I am ready with the spare coils. Now I say, and pull hard with both hands. Nothing moves. He swims steadily, and I cannot move him even an inch. The boat begins to move northwest. I wish the boy were here. I say, I am being towed by a fish, and I am the post. For hours pass. The fish still swims steadily, pulling the boat and me, the line across my back. I hooked him at noon. The sun sets. It grows cold. My sweat chills. I pad the line with a sack around my shoulders and brace myself. I wish the boy were here to see this. A man should not be alone in old age, I think. I feel sorry for the great fish. He is magnificent and strange. He does not know he is fighting only one man, an old man. I remember once hooking a pair of marlin. The male stayed with the female. When I hooked her, he stayed near the boat and leapt into the air to see where she was. He was beautiful and loyal. It was the saddest thing I ever saw. The boy was sad too. We asked forgiveness before we cut her up. I wish the boy were here. I say, near dawn something bites one of the rear baits. I hear it crack and feel the line run. In the dark, I cut a tangled line, then join the spare coils with one hand. I wish I had the boy, I say. But you do not, I tell myself. You are alone. The fish lunges and pulls me face down. My cheek splits below the eye. Blood runs. Fish, I say gently, I will stay with you until I die. And he will stay with me. I can endure as long as he can. At sunrise, the light hits my right shoulder. He is heading north. I say, I hope he jumps. I have enough line. A small bird comes from the north, a tired warbler flying low. Rest well, little bird, I say, then go to shore and take your luck. Talking helps me. My back aches badly now. Suddenly the fish lunges again and nearly pulls me overboard. The bird flies away. I touch the line and feel blood on my hand. Something is hurting him now, I say. Now you'll feel it, fish. And God help me too. I wish the boy were here. And I had some salt. I wash my hand in the sea and watch the blood drift. He is slowing, I say. My hand cramps. I curse it. If you want to cramp, do it, I say. Turn into a claw. It will not help you anyway. I eat some of the mackerel for strength. The meat is firm and juicy, not sweet, but nourishing. My left hand was still cramped, stiff almost like the hand of a cold corpse. I rubbed the cramped hand against my trousers and tried to move the fingers, but they would not open. I knew how terribly alone I was. Still, I could see the long cylindrical shapes deep in the dark water. The wind was light. The weather was better for me than for you, fish. Then my right hand felt a change in the weight of the line. Holding the line tight, I struck my left hand hard against my thigh and felt the line slowly begin to rise at an angle. He is coming up, I said. Come on, hand. Try again. The line rose steadily and calmly, and then the surface of the sea broke open in front of the skiff and the fish rose. He came up endlessly, water pouring from his sides. His body shone in the sunlight. His head and back were dark purple, and the great stripes along his sides were wide and faintly pink. His sword was as long as a baseball bat, slender and sharp like a blade. He is longer than the skiff by a foot or two, I said. He is noble, and I must conquer him. When the wind shifted from the east, the sea rose slightly, and by noon my left hand was no longer cramped. Bad news for you, fish, I said. I am not religious, but I will say 10 Our Fathers and 10 Hail Marys so that I may catch this fish, and I promise to make a pilgrimage to the Virgin of Cabra if I do. I said the prayers and felt much better, even though the pain remained. No matter how great and proud the fish is, I thought, I will kill him. I told the boy I was a strange old man. Now was the time to prove it. The afternoon wore on and the skiff moved steadily. My left hand was fully recovered now, and I began to put more pressure on the line. Fish, I said aloud, if you're not tired, then you are truly strange. I thought of great DiMaggio, who did everything perfectly even with the pain of a bone spur in his heel. Man is not much beside the great birds and beasts. I thought, I would rather be the fish down there, in the deep darkness of the sea, as long as there are no sharks. I said aloud, just before dark, the small line hooked a Dorado. I saw him leap golden and twisting wildly. I pulled him in, clubbed him, and unhooked him. The speed slowed slightly. I decided I would cut at the Dorado later and use the cross or as a stern to slow the fish during the night. The fish is also my friend, I said. I have never seen or heard of such a fish, but I must kill him. I felt sorry for the great fish who had nothing to eat, yet my determination did not weaken. Many people would eat this fish, but were they worthy of him? No, no one was worthy of him because of his dignity and great bearing. I rested for about 2 hours. You have not slept, old man, I told myself. A day and a night, and now another day, and you have not slept at all. If the fish continues to pull quietly, you must sleep a little. If you do not sleep, your mind will go bad. I cut strips from the Dorado and saw 2 flying fish in his stomach, still fresh. I ate half the Dorado and 1 flying fish. The Dorado tastes much better cooked, I said, and much worse raw. My right hand held the line tight. My thigh braced it as I leaned my weight against the gunwale. I fell asleep. I did not dream of lions, but of porpoises. Then I dreamed I was in the village in my bed, cold with the north wind. After that I dreamed of the long golden beach, and I saw the first lion come out in the dusk. The moon rose long ago while I slept, and the fish continued to pull. I woke when my right fist struck my face, and the line burned in my palm. The line was running, still running, but now it was slowing. I lifted my head from the planking. I knelt and then stood slowly. The fish had jumped more than a dozen times and had filled the air sacs along his back. He could not dive deep and die where I could not retrieve him. Do not be afraid and be confident, I said. I held the fish with my left hand and shoulder and bent to scoop water with my right hand to wash the fish slime from my face. It is not so bad, I said. Pain does not matter to a man. The sun rose for the 3rd time since I went to sea, and the fish began to circle. I felt the pressure ease slightly and gently pull with my right hand. I pulled with both hands, rocking my body, using the strength of my legs. The circles are wide, I said, but he is circling. After 2 hours, I was soaked with sweat and exhausted to the bone. The circles were much smaller now. I grew dizzy for over an hour. Sweat burned my eyes and the cut on my forehead stung. I did not mind the dizziness, but twice I felt faint and weak, and that frightened me. I cannot die for this fish, I said. Now is the time to bring him in perfectly. God help me endure. The fish jerked the line several times, and each time he shook his head, I gave him a little slack. I must keep him from too much pain, I thought. My pain does not matter, but his pain could drive him mad. Soon he stopped jerking and resumed circling slowly. On the 3rd turn I glimpsed him. First I saw a dark shape moving beneath the skiff. No, I said, he cannot be that big. But he was that big, and at the end of the circle, about 80 feet away, he surfaced and I saw his tail rise from the water. It was taller than a great side blade, purple-pink against the deep blue sea. This time I could see his eye and the 2 gray remoras swimming beside him. I was sweating heavily now, not from the sun, but from something else. With every calm circle I gained line, and I knew that in 2 more turns I might have my chance with the harpoon. But I must bring him close, close, very close, I thought. I must not aim for the head. I must aim for the heart. Be calm and keep your strength, old man, I said. On the next turn his back rose again. I had prepared the harpoon long before. I have controlled him, I said. I have him now. I was dizzy, but I gathered all my remaining strength and pulled. I have beaten him, I thought. Fish, I said. Fish! You're gonna die anyway. Do you want to kill me too? You are killing me. Fish, I thought, but you have the right. I have never seen anything greater or more noble than you, brother. Come and kill me. I do not care who kills who. The fish circled twice more. I bore the pain and used all my remaining pride to face the boundless suffering of the fish. He came close to the side of the skiff, swimming slowly on the side, his bill nearly touching the planks. I dropped the line, braced it under my foot, lifted the harpoon as high as I could, and drove it down with all my strength into his side, just behind the great pectoral fin. I felt the iron go in, leaned my weight on it, and drove it deeper with all my strength. The fish came alive, carrying death in himself. He leapt clear of the water, showing his great size, beauty, and power. He seemed suspended in the air above me in the skiff, then crashed down, flooding me in the boat with spray. I was stunned and in pain. When I could see clearly again, the fish lay on his back, his silver belly upward. The harpoon shaft stuck out behind the fin, and the sea changed color with the red cloud from his heart. The fish was white and rigid, floating. I am a tired old man, I said, but I killed this fish, my brother, and now I must do the hard work. I hauled the fish alongside and passed a line through his gills and out his mouth, tied him to the bow. He was so big it was as if I had tied another skiff much larger than mine to my own. I cut a piece of line and tied his lower jaw to his mouth, so it would not gape. Then I stepped the mast, set the sail, and headed southwest. I dipped my hands in the salt water and tried to keep my head clear. That was the first hour before the sharks came. This shark did not come by chance. He rose from the deep when the dark blood cloud formed and spread downward for over 1,000 feet. He was a very large mako, beautiful in every way except his jaws. Too good to last, I thought. I could not stop him from attacking, but perhaps I could kill him. He struck the side of the skiff, and when he bit the fish I saw his wide mouth, strange eyes, and snapping teeth. I drove the harpoon into his head at the intersection between the eyes and the line running straight back from the nose. I stabbed with both bleeding hands and leaned my weight into it. The shark rolled belly up, tail slashing, jaws snapping, then sank slowly. He took about 45 pounds, I said aloud. He also took the harpoon and all the rope. Man is not made for defeat, I said. A man can be destroyed, but not defeated. I regretted killing the fish. I lashed my knife to the end of an oar. Now, I said, I am still an old man, but I have a weapon. I thought a sin of killing the fish not only to stay alive, but for pride, and because I was a fisherman. I loved him when he was alive, and loved him after. If I loved him, there was no sin in killing him. You were satisfied killing the dentuso, I thought. He lived on live fish as you did. He was not a scavenger or a swimming stomach like the other sharks. He was beautiful and noble and without fear. I killed him in self-defense, I said, and I killed him well. Fishing kills me just as it keeps me alive. The next 2 sharks were shovel-nosed. They came eager and driven by hunger, feeders on dead flesh. I secured the sheets and wedged the tiller. I took the oar with a knife lashed to it and drove it into their brains, into their yellow cat-like eyes. They let go and sank. They took a quarter of the fish, the best meat, I said. I wish this were only a dream and that I had never caught him. I am sorry about it. Fish, it ruined everything. I should not have gone out so far. Fish, I said, neither for you nor for me. I am sorry, fish. I dipped both hands into the water as the skiff moved forward. God, how much that last one took, I said. But now the skiff is much lighter. I did not want to think of the torn belly of the fish. I knew every jolt meant another piece torn away. The next shark came alone, another shovel nose. I waited until he bit and drove the knife on the oar into his brain. He jerked back and rolled, and the blade snapped. I still had the gaff, the 2 oars, the tiller, and the short club. Now they have beaten me, I thought. I am too old to club them to death. The sharks did not come again until just before sunset. I braced the tiller, tightened the sheets, and reached for the club. I struck the shark squarely on the wide head. "Come on, Galanos," I said. "Come on again." I struck with all the strength I could raise. This time I felt the skull. The sun had already set while I was still locked in combat with the 2 sharks. I knew that half of the fish had been destroyed. "Half fish," I said aloud. "Fish, this is how you were before. I regret having gone too far out. I ruined us both, but we killed many sharks, you and I, and wounded many others. I like to imagine the fish as it had been, and what it might have done to a shark if it had been free to swim. I told myself to fight them. I would fight them until I died. But now, in the darkness, I felt as though I had already died. My hands still hurt, but they were not dead. I lay back against the stern of the boat, my hands still steering, my eyes watching the faint glow against the sky. I still have half, I thought. Perhaps luck will come and help me bring this half to shore. I told myself not to be foolish and to stay awake and keep steering. Maybe luck would come after all. I would like to buy some luck if there is any place that sells it. I said aloud. What could I buy it with? With a lost harpoon, a broken knife, and wounded hands. Yes, I could buy it, I thought. I tried to buy it with 84 days at sea. It had almost been sold to me. At around 10 o'clock at night, I saw the lights of the city reflected on the water. I steered straight into the glow. But at midnight I had to fight again, and this time I knew the fight was hopeless. They came in a pack. I clubbed at their heads. Hearing the clicking of their teeth, I wrenched the tiller free and used it with both hands, stabbing and chopping wildly. Now they crowded at the bow, tearing at what remained of the fish. At last one came in and bit the head of the fish, and I knew it was over. I swung the tiller and struck the shark's head, feeling the wood break. Then I used the jagged end to stab the shark. That was the last of them. There was nothing left for them to eat. Now I knew I was completely beaten, and there was no remedy. I went back to the stern and found the broken piece of tiller that was long enough to fit into the socket and steer the boat home. In the night, the sharks came and gnawed at the skeleton. I paid them no attention and thought of nothing except steering. When I brought the boat into the small harbor, the lights at the terrace were out, and I knew everyone had gone to bed. I pushed the skiff up as far as I could. Then I jumped out and tied it to a rock. I lowered the mast, rolled the sail, and tied it. Then I lifted the mast and started up the path. Only then did I realize how tired my body was. I looked back and saw the streetlight reflected on the great tail of the fish, standing upright beside the stern of the boat. I saw the white naked line of the backbone and the enormous dark head with the sword projecting straight out, stripped of all flesh. I had to sit down 5 times before I reached my shack. Inside the shack, I leaned the mast against the wall. Then I lay down on the bed and slept face down on the newspapers, my arms out straight and the palms of my hands turned upward. In the morning, when the boy looked into the shack, I was still asleep. The wind was blowing hard, and the fishing boats could not go out. The boy saw that I was breathing, and when he looked at my hands, he began to cry. He went out to get coffee. Many fishermen gathered around the skiff, looking at what was tied alongside it. One man rolled up his trousers and waded into the water with a measuring line. From nose to tail, it is almost 6 meters long, he announced. The boy brought the hot coffee to the shack and sat beside me until I woke. At last I woke up. They beat me, Manolan, I said. They truly beat me. But the boy said, they did not beat you, not the fish. I told him to let Petterco cut up the head of the fish for bait, and that the sword could be kept if he wanted it. I want the sword, the boy said. Now we must plan other things. We talked, and I felt better talking to someone than talking to myself or to the sea. I told Manolan that I had not been lucky, but the boy said, "Forget luck. I will bring my luck with me. What will your family say?" I asked. "I do not care," he said. "Yesterday I caught 2 fish. Now we will fish together, because there is much I must learn." I told him to make a good harpoon and always keep it on the boat. He said he would get another knife and sharpen the steel. "Take care of your hands," he said. I told him that during the night I had spat something strange and felt something break in my chest. "That can heal too," the boy said. "You must rest now. I will bring you a clean shirt and something to eat." He said, "You must get well fast because there is much I need to learn and you can teach me everything." When the boy left, walking down the road of crushed coral, he was crying again. That afternoon, there were tourists at the terrace, and a woman saw the long white backbone with the great tail still attached, lifting and falling in the water. She asked the waiter what it was. He told her it was a shark, meaning to explain what had happened. "I did not know sharks were so beautiful," she said. "That tail is so graceful." Up the road, in the shack, I was sleeping again. I was still sleeping face down, and the boy sat beside me watching, and I was dreaming again of the lions. And that is how my story ends. It is a story of endurance, courage, and love, and of respect for the sea and all the creatures that live within it. Life can defeat us with harsh trials and strip away every material reward, but it cannot take our pride, our will to fight, or our faith in ourselves. A man can be destroyed, but he cannot be defeated. The greatest lesson I learned is that even when I am alone on my journey, I still have the inner strength to face any difficulty. And above all, the friendship, care, and trust of those around me, especially the boy Manolan, are the lighthouse that guides me home and allows me to continue living.
If you find this kind of storytelling meaningful, you are welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel here.